Welcome back, my fellow Nigerians. The story where we follow join body this evening be say e get something wey Professor don talk, Professor Okonkwo Obiora. Say something wey happen for PDP. That time wey they do presidential primaries in various parties, even PDP can't do their own. Now, we can talk say just because Wike wanted his own interest protected doesn't mean say PDP don scatter. Okay, my good people, na the story wey we wan carry come for una area this time. Just because Wike wanted his interest protected doesn't mean that PDP is not intact. Well, this is coming right from Okonkwo, a member of the People's Democratic Party. Professor Okonkwo Obiora has stated that the People's Democratic Party (PDP) is very, very much intact as they prepared for the forthcoming presidential election. Professor Okonkwo, who was responding to questions from the interview host just a few moments ago, and noted that just because the governor of Rivers State, Nyesom Wike, has his own interests and issues and wanted his interests protected doesn't mean say that the PDP, that is People's Democratic Party, is not organized and serious to win the forthcoming election. My good people, Professor Okonkwo Obiora admitted that Nyesom Wike and the presidential candidate for the People's Democratic Party are two gladiators. He called them gladiators in the People's Democratic Party, who should do all they can to come to terms before the 2023 governorship and even that of presidential election, which has taking much interest and attention. Professor Okonkwo noted that the primary election, which produced Atiku Abubakar as the presidential candidate of the party, was transparent enough and is very crystal to the blind that Atiku won. And so there was no need for Wike to be aggrieved. The question is that, is Wike aggrieved? If yes, something must have alleged or warrant Wike to be aggrieved. I don't see that because Wike did not emerge as the flag bearer of PDP that made him flame up. Well, what's based on this, as long as this news is concerned, is because he's not being picked as the running mate. That is my own findings. The truth has been that it's really PDP intact as it was before the primaries. There is something that must have happened before this topic that Professor Okonkwo have really come up to say that PDP is intact. Well, PDP might be intact, but I think there is something that is going on in the PDP that we are yet to know. As long as Wike and Atiku and the running mate and every other thing is concerned in the political party of PDP, I think PDP, if they claim to be same, I don't think that it is warranting, and I think something is fishing out. I mean, something that has never been done in the PDP surface, and it happened last time that PDP, I think, is no longer PDP that we all know, as long as Wike and Atiku and the presidency is concerned. Well, my good people, anyone is entitled to say anything they want to say, but Okonkwo have said his own. Say just because Wike wanted his own interest doesn't mean say PDP is not intact. A member of the People's Democratic Party, Professor Okonkwo, said this as he was being interviewed. Professor Okonkwo admitted that Nyesom Wike and the presidential candidate of the People's Democratic Party are two gladiators, yes, in the PDP. We all know that Wike is a staunch member in PDP. I don't think that he is treated fairly, yes. Meanwhile, I would like I'm stand to be corrected though, but the truth is that is PDP really as it was before this incident, before the primaries elections? Well, let me have your take on this comment section. Remember to bring them coming. Wike meet Atiku. Well, is the PDP storm over? That is a question that needed to be answered. Is the PDP storm over, and that has been onto this one as Wike meet Atiku. My good people, that calls for reconciliation. I feel that is a very good direction, a right step in a good direction, that Atiku met with Wike to reunion, to have an understanding and coming together as one again to push for 2023 election. 2023 election is not a joke. That is why they needed Wike. Wike is a staunch member and they are of good terms before the primaries, and according to Professor, he called them gladiators in the political party of PDP. Well, I pray that PDP still remain as it was before this, because what we the masses are saying is quite different from what Professor is saying here, that PDP remains intact as it was. Is that the truth? I think there is something that have really been understood, and a lot of things have really been said in this particular matter. As it stands, PDP is intact according to him, but PDP should wake up to reunite, because without Wike, I don't think that they will push as they're supposed to push. I think Atiku is making every effort to make sure that he reunites with Wike, as Wike is a mother, is a father, and a good follower in the PDP as PDP is concerned. Alright, my good people, without missing much of your time, well, let me have your take onto this. A lot of things have really been said, as Professor have really said his mind, saying that just because Wike wanted his interest protected, not be say na PDP cause am, but na so they do am. Say PDP is not intact. Don't be say PDP say Wike don't know dey. Now be say PDP no come dey intact. He say no be lie, and that is coming from Professor Okonkwo Obiora. Alright, my good people, let me have your take. Remember that you are into Blessed Be World News and Entertainment. Please do well to send your take, and remember to share and subscribe for more updates. Thank you, and God bless you.